In this particular demo, we're going to actually be looking at the Azure Bot Framework and Dynamics 365 for customer service. And in this example, I'm actually going to be playing 3 different personas. The first persona will be a consumer who browses a website and begins in a dialogue with a chat bot. Now, what's very interesting about that chat bot is you immediately have global scale in your organization at this moment. It's always on, 24/7. Another interesting fact is the fact that if I would start to respond in Dutch to this bot, it will actually start to respond back to me in Dutch. So it's capable of multilingual support. Now, this is, of course, great for enterprises, but any company can adopt this and achieve that global scale. The second persona I'm going to play is of a customer service representative who's pulled into the conversation due to the fact that the bot has detected negative sentiment. And so we automatically route a human agent within there. Thirdly, I'll be playing a business analyst who elevates the discussion from the single chat that we'll be looking at and sees how we're performing at a global scale and can notice a problem within Australia, and we're actually going to solve that particular problem as well. So with that, let's go to the demo. And as I mentioned, the first persona is a consumer on this car insurance website. So as I browse this particular website, I see the ability here to do a live chat. And we can begin, with some very simple Q&A in which the bot starts to respond to me. I'm asking, what can you do? It's telling me it's 24/7 available, and it tells me that it's in 52 different countries around the world. Very simple stuff. Of course, you would expect that. Let's start to get a little more specific here. I need insurance. Now, this is the first moment that this bot has made connection with Dynamics 365. And what it's done is it's looked at the product catalog that we're offering, and it's pulling that in a very user-friendly way for me to pick from the different product categories that we offer in terms of insurances as our company. Now, the first as I mentioned, I'm looking for automotive insurance. And so as I select that category, the bot actually says, OK, I can help you with the policy. But I've been anonymous at this point. So we need to provide some form of authentication before this is going to start giving me some pricing information. So I am an existing customer, and I'm actually going to fill in my name. So I'm playing the role of Lance Olson at this moment, and then it's going to ask me for a personal identification number. So as we do that, there's actually quite an important part here as well. The experience is about ready to change. It's going to go into Dynamics 365. It's going to pull up my personal contact profile, and it's going to see that it can offer me a 10% multi-discount policy. And now the bot is actually looking at an upsell opportunity and saying, we notice you have a daughter who turned 16 years old. Can we add this in the quotation that we're making for you? And lastly, even pulling up my contact profile in the personalized way. So yes, I would like to include this, my daughter in this policy. So we're going to start to get a little bit more specific here. It's going to categorize the type of car that I'm going to insure. So in this case, I'm driving a sedan, and it is a Ford that I'm driving. Now, the last 2 questions it's going to ask me is the make and the model. So here we have a Fusion, and we're going to say, hey, that car is from 2015. So if you're like me, there's probably a few things in life you'd like to take pictures of. I like taking pictures of cars, but I also very much like taking pictures of my family. And at this moment, the bot is actually asking for a photo of my car because it's going to use cognitive services to analyze the state of my car, which is going to affect the insurance price that I have. So I'm not really paying attention here, and I do say, yes, I do have a picture of my car. It tells me that I can use the image uploader to select that. And as I mentioned, I just grab a picture here that we've got going. And oops, I uploaded a picture of my brand newborn baby and my dog Maggie at home. Now, what's most important here is the cognitive services, as it starts to analyze this picture, is actually going to say, hey, guess what? That doesn't look like a car. It looks more like a baby sleeping next to a dog. And that is 100% real. We do this demo a lot of times. We ask people what pictures they like. We upload it. Cognitive services can actually analyze that and do it. So let's get a little more serious here and actually upload the picture of the car that we're trying to insure, which is that Ford that I've got. And one of the things I also like here, in a very human-esque way, it's going to compliment me on the car that I'm driving. It's going to say, hey, that's a nice purchase. I have all the information that I need from you at this moment. And it's going to go back into Dynamics 365 and pull up the quotation for me. But this is the moment that I'm not going to be happy actually in life, because I don't know about you, but I don't like paying $316 a month for the insurance on my car. So I'm going to give a negative sentiment here. No way, that's too expensive. And as I do that, what the bot is doing in the background is actually looking for the available agents in the organization, and it's bringing Jane into this conversation so that she can begin the discussion with me. And what I would like to do at this moment is switch personas and show you what Jane, on the other side, who was brought into this conversation, would be seeing. So as we switch to this, it's probably very familiar to the screen I showed you in the first demo. I'm working in Dynamics 365, and we have an opportunity. But in this case, we're in the propose stage of that opportunity because the bot already qualified it, it did already develop it, and actually it's added the product line items here as well. Now, on the right-hand side, we can see the transcript, including the nice picture of my dog and my daughter. But what I draw your attention to is the center of the screen, if possible. What we're doing with AI here is analyzing all the running opportunities that we have, all of the sentiment that we're capturing, and we're seeing that there's a 65% churn risk of me as a customer based on the response I gave. So it's great to know there's a problem, but what we also do is we tell this agent, if you apply a 15% discount, you are going to most likely keep this person as a customer within your organization. And those are the exact actions that I'm going to take here. I'm going to go to the product line items, I'm going to add the discount, continue the chat with the customer that we have, and onboard them into our organization. So as I mentioned to you, I was going to play 3 personas. And now I'm switching to the third persona, which is the business analyst, who's looking at a Power BI dashboard of everything that we have going on in the world. So at this moment, we have over 18,000 chats that have happened today. We're looking at the new business that's coming in. We can actually go into the word cloud and see how we have topics on the website that turn into themes. But as I mentioned, we've got something going on in Australia. So I'd like to drill into the actual global map and start to see why is there a problem in Australia. And as I do that, the word cloud is actually going to adapt, and immediately it jumps out to me. Our biggest competitor in the Australian market is Contoso Insurance, and the other word that's coming up is expensive. So I'm being informed here that based on the chats that are going on, we're continually seeing the phrases come up, Contoso Insurance and expensive. So as a business analyst, the actions I'm going to take is actually review the price points we have in that marketplace, adapt them so we are competitive, and we can drive more business. So again, what we've seen here today is an anonymous chat that began on a website, which turned into a full-fledged opportunity, but had negative sentiment, so we had to bring a human agent in to drive and close the deal based on AI giving us the next best step. And lastly, looking at it as a global scale and adapting our price point so we're more competitive in the market. And with that being said, back to you, James, and thank you for your time.